How's it going, everyone? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day wherever you are in this world. Guys, today I have got a very good video for you. Guys, today I have got an easy guide on how to complete the new Deepstone Crypt raid on Europa. So this raid consists of 4 encounters altogether, one of them being a jumping puzzle. Now I know people don't really like jumping puzzles when it comes to raids in Destiny, but if I'm completely honest with you, you're going to take that back the second you get to this jumping puzzle. And I'm not going to say anything right now, but you'll see. Guys, I don't really want to waste any more of your time. We're actually just going to crack on straight with the video. All you want to do is you want to go directly forward. You want to clear out all of these enemies in this little base over here. And then once you've cleared them all out, there'll be a pathway, or a door I should say, that opens up for you and your team to walk into. On the other side of this door is the pathway to your first encounter. This is a really cool build up. I wanted to leave this in the video just to show you guys sort of the lead up to the first encounter. It looks incredible. I really like it. Don't mind my Sparrow driving. So the doors won't open until all of you are inside. Once you're both inside, the doors will then open. And you're in this new little frosty location. Now you want to be careful when you're in this frosty location because you will get a debuff called Frostbite. That essentially means that if you are out in the cold for too long, your character will shiver and start to freeze. And you want to get back to a heat pad or somewhere warm so that you don't have that. There is a little bit of a glitch right now whereby if you spawn your Sparrow just outside the heat pad and then get onto your Sparrow whilst you're inside the heat pad, it actually stops the debuff from activating. So as you can see here, I don't have Frostbite on my screen because I did the glitch. It just means that you can actually freely explore, or if your friends are waiting for you like they're doing with me right now because I was way behind, there's no rush. It's the same again. Once you get to the very end, you all want to stand in this little area here. The door will open as soon as everyone stands inside. This is a very linear pathway, so it's going to be very hard for you to get lost. Literally just follow the pathway as soon as you get to the main encounter. You could kind of say that this is the first encounter, however, with the whole mechanic earlier with the Frostbite, I would say that that's kind of an encounter. This is insane. So this area that I'm in right now, actually heading to the official encounter, kind of reminds me of Scourge of the Past, which is one of the raids we don't actually have anymore in Destiny, which includes a sort of a Sparrow area. Only, I guess the difference with this one and that one is that one had a giant death servitor following you, whereas this one doesn't. But what a location. Absolutely stunning. So this is the first encounter, and throughout each encounter actually in this raid, I was known as the Scanner. The Scanner is the only one in the team that can actually identify what to hit and who is highlighted on who to hit next. So in this case, in this first encounter, there's going to be some iPads, which is what we like to call them. One on the light side, one on the dark side. I am currently on the dark side right now, and you can see just on the opposite side that it's a lighter area, so that is the light side. If you look at me right now, I am looking through some glass, and I am aiming directly at one of the iPads. If I have the scanner buff, which I obtained from killing a Vandal, you'll see that in a second, these iPads will start to glow yellow. So what we did, because there's 5 iPads on each side, we numbered them just to make them easy. And this would mean that the player who is underneath the glass that I'm looking down right now will be able to know which iPad is glowing just by me saying, okay, I'm the scanner, I can see that D4 is glowing. So the guy who's underneath will go to dark side and hit the 4th iPad. If you are the operator, which is the red buff, you are the one that is going underneath. The operators are the only ones who can open doors. They are the only ones that can open the doors to actually get underneath this area and actually shoot the iPads. So as you can see here, we are killing some Fallen. That guy right there has the yellow buff above him. That's the one you want to kill. As soon as he's dead, hold E to pick up the buff and go and find those glowing iPads. So there's going to be 2 on each side. So once I found my 2, I need to then pass this buff over to the light side so that they can locate their iPads. And once they've located their iPads, they can then communicate with the guy who's underneath to go and shoot the right ones. So activating that terminal with the buff passes it through. That means my buddy Max on the opposite side can pick up that buff and identify the iPads for the guy who is underneath, which is the operator, to shoot the correct iPads. And once that's done, the operator will need to come back up So to come back up, the operator will need to transfer over the buff. So this is me taking the buff from the operator. He's telling me to get ready as we speak. There we go. And now the guy who was the operator is now able to identify which spheres to shoot. So as you can see on both the light side and the dark side, there are these 3 giant cylinders in the middle of the room. Our guy who was just at the bottom shooting all the iPads, he will be able to tell us which cylinders to shoot. Once he tells us which cylinders to shoot, we all shoot them at the exact same time. And that is it. That is the entire encounter. Locate your iPads, come back up, and start your damage phase. Once all cylinders are destroyed, you've completed the encounter. So now we move on to the next room. Now this room does utilize the exact same thing with the scanner and the operator, only in a much cooler way. Guys, in this encounter, we get to go to space. So like I said at the start of this video, I did have the role of scanner. So I am going to be going into space. 3 people stayed at the bottom and then 3 people came up top. So 3 at bottom, 3 up top. We just split up into 2 teams of 3. Just in standard raid knowledge, that's what you would usually do. So here I go, launching myself into space. We are going to the space station. So just like in the first encounter, I need to go and find the Fallen that has the yellow buff above his head. That yellow buff is of course the scanner. So you'll probably notice around the room that there are multiple versions of A-tracks just plotted around everywhere. These are all decoys and you need to find the right one. And the only way you're going to be able to find the right one is with the scanner telling you which one is the right one, in which case that's my role. The way that I know which one is real is the exact same way of how I told my operator which iPads to shoot. It will glow yellow. Once I'm done, I need to transfer the buff to bottom side so they can locate theirs. So that's me passing it back to them just like I did in the first encounter. And now I have this purple ball above my head. This means that I need to get that thing off me. The way I get it off me is I go inside this shuttle, which only the operator can open up, and he shoots it off my head and I get out. And it's literally just that, rinse and repeat. As you can see, I found the real A-tracks. I'm passing the buff back. I've now got the ball above my head. I need to get that off me again. So again, you can't use the same one. So we go back to the same one here. We realize we can't do that. So we quickly go down to the one underneath. You go inside, it shoots it off your head and you come back out. And the guys at the bottom would have passed the buff back up. So I'm going back over to get the buff back because he's done his job down there. And now I'm looking for the real A-tracks again. And of course I know which one that is because he'll glow yellow. It literally is a rinse and repeat process. And now we're on the final step. So the final step basically means that everyone has to come into space with us. I do not transfer the scanner buff back to my guy down the bottom. He's coming up to us. I need to quickly get cleansed. So I need to go into one of those shuttles and have this purple mist shot off me again before we wipe and die. As you can see on the left hand side, there's a timer going down. I need to get it done before that depletes to 0. Once that's done, I need to find the real A-tracks and then we all do damage together. So I can see he's directly in front of us. I'm telling my boys to come over to me because he's here. And then we all attack the A-tracks together, which depletes his health to 0. And it's literally as simple as that. Now we are at the jumping puzzle, and I am going to stay completely silent throughout this because this is one of the most beautiful things I have ever witnessed in Destiny. The music is phenomenal. Just listen to this. And now that brings us to our third and almost final encounter. So as you can see, you've got Tanix who is stood there in the middle, and there is 2 chests on either side, which makes 4 chests altogether. Now these chests are going to glow yellow. The exact same glow is what the iPads did at the start, and the exact same glow is what the Atraxes did at the second encounter as well. So the scanner is obviously the only one who's going to be able to tell the team which chests are glowing. Obviously in my case I was the scanner. So as you can see on screen just here, I'm just going to be going around. I'm going to be trying to find that scanner buff. So now that I have the scanner buff, I need to wait for a noise to happen in the area. You'll know exactly which noise it is. It's very obvious. As soon as that happens, I'm able to tell which chests are active. In this case, it is top left and top right. So the other members of the team are going to pick up the bombs, and these bombs need to be stored inside of those chests. The operator is the one that gets the bombs ready so that other people can pick them up. At the same time, there are champions. Luckily for me, I had overload, so I was able to stun all of these overload champions and get them gone as quick as I can. Everyone has a role in this, and I think that that's amazing because it gives everyone a role to do. And just to spice things up a bit, Tanix can actually change your buff. So luckily for me, this didn't happen to me a single time throughout this raid encounter. I was always the scanner, but Tanix can send out a wave of energy, and this wave of energy will take your buff away from you, meaning that you would need to transfer it to someone else. Unfortunately, I do not have gameplay of that because, like I said, that never happened to me. I stayed consistently the scanner pretty much throughout every encounter. This encounter is absolutely insane. The reason why everything's sort of flashing red right now, and the reason why there's so much fire going on outside the windows, is because we are crashing the space station that we're on into Europa. So once you're done, the ground will open up. Just fall down there and run for your life. You need to get to the end as fast as you can. There are going to be enemies stopping you in your path. I highly recommend that you do not stop. Tanix is immune anyway, you won't be able to kill. So literally just keep moving. So a friend of ours pulled a fast one and actually shut the door behind us, so we're actually stuck right now, so you are unfortunately going to see us die. But if you make it to the end and you don't have a teammate that does that, then you won't be seeing this screen right now. So we just done a chain revive where he revives one of us and then we all just revive at the exact same time. And your loot is actually right next to you, just on that podium just there. Don't walk past it like what I did. I had to go back, as you'll see right now. And I got the Bond, which is the most boring warlock piece there is in the game. This now brings you to your final encounter, which is of course the boss fight. Again, this is a really easy encounter. Think of a triangle. There are 3 sides to a triangle and there's 2 chests on each side. That means there are 6 chests altogether. So 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and 2 at the bottom. We just named them. So the 2 on the left is 1, 2. The 2 on the right is 3, 4. And the 2 on the bottom is 5, 6. And the reason why this is vital is because during this encounter, Tanix is going to be hovering around in his flying chair, I guess. And any second, he's going to go to one side of this giant triangle. So in this gameplay that you're seeing right now, he went to the side that has 1, 2. So once Tanix gets to the side whereby he is going to be doing his little damage phase, you want to go over there and start shooting the thrusters. These thrusters will drop bombs. It's the same bombs that you were banking in the chests in the previous encounter, only this time you'll only be able to bank them at a specific area. So in this case, Tanix is at chest 1 and 2, which means that we will not be able to bank these bombs in chest 1 and 2. We're only going to be able to bank in chests 3, 4, 5, and 6. He has 4 thrusters that you have to shoot all together, therefore there's going to be 4 bombs that drop. Now you have a time limit to bank these bombs, and it's very, very short. I believe it's something like 9 seconds. So you want to pick up these bombs and then get to the chest as quick as you can. So the easiest way to do this, once he drops the bombs from his thrusters, is to wait for the counter to reach 0. The reason why you want to wait for the counter to reach 0 before you pick up the bomb is because this gives you more time to get to the chest that you go into. As you're running over to your chest, just designate your chest for yourself. Just say, I'm going to chest 3. That means your teammate who's also got a bomb knows not to go to chest 3. He can go to chest 4, or chest 5, or chest 6. And that is literally it. Once you've banked all of your bombs in the correct places, you will then start the damage phase of Tanix. So he will create a force of electricity circling around him. You want to dodge the debris that's going all over the place. Quite literally just jump over it like what we did. We put a well of radiance down so that we have an extra damage buff, as well as the fact that we have a shield as well. Anarchy is one of the best things to use for this encounter, as well as sniper rifles. Some of us were using Xenophage as well, and it worked really well. You also get that damage bonus from Divinity, which means that you're doing consistent crit damage, which is why you're seeing all the yellow numbers on screen right now. And quite literally, you just do that. Once you get to his last final bit of health, he's going to be teleporting all over the place. You want to just sink as many bullets in him as possible. This is the final damage step. Keep on shooting him as much as you can until his health reaches 0. Once you've done that, you have officially completed the Deepstone Crypt. Guys, I appreciate all of your time. I appreciate your attention. I know that raids can be a little bit complicated to understand at first, but once you actually play it and do it a couple of times, it is one of the most enjoyable experiences, especially when you get that collaborative team going as well. It's just an amazing feeling. Guys, if you want to know my official thoughts and opinions of this new Deepstone Crypt raid, then definitely head on over to MGN Destiny 2's blog website, where I'll be writing a written review on my thoughts and opinions of it. Guys, I want to thank you again for your time. Hopefully you have a good time in the raid. Hopefully you get a chance to get the new raid exotic. And I'll see you guys in whichever Destiny 2 video I next make. Take care of yourselves.